Hi everyone, Jan Fursdon here from Fursdon House. I have finally managed to accomplish something that I have wanted to do for quite some time, and that was to make a single signature journal. For some reason, I know why, because I always pack my journals with so much stuff that I start out with one and then it becomes two and then it becomes three signatures, but I wanted to do something a little bit smaller, still pretty and functional, but just smaller and not quite so involved. So I finally accomplished it. But I really had to rein myself in because I kept wanting to add more, and nope, stop. So here it is. Ta-da! I've done it. It is, as I said, a single signature journal, soft cover, and I've covered it with this beautiful blue toile fabric that I have. I use a lot of that making my tea cozies and things, and I just love it. And I was able to use up this piece. It was actually a scrap piece, and I'm like, yes, I can use it because it was too small for anything else. The dimensions are 8 3/4 inches long by 5 1/2 inches wide, and I have covered it also on top of the toile fabric. This beautiful vintage, now this is about 1960s, very fine lace doily, and I don't know if you can see all the detail, but it's just gorgeous. And I love it, and I've been wanting to make also a journal where this was over the top of a cover, and so finally I managed to do that. So tried a couple of new things, so we're just going to go ahead and get straight into it. Let me think, what else? I've used a variety of kits, bits and pieces from kits and things that I had myself, and just so on and so forth. So I'll try and remember where they came from, but if I forget anyone, just I'm sorry. But the memory is just gone. I have closed it with this beautiful, yummy, vibrant blue seam binding. And like I said, we're just going to go ahead and open it up. And here, I've lined it with that blue ticking. I love that fabric. This is a vintage piece here that I've just used as a pocket. I've done some decoupage here on a tag, and I've just put one of my stamps that says this book belongs to. And this is a letter that goes to whoever purchases it. It is, I guess I should tell you that too, it is for sale in my Etsy shop, and I'll put that link below. This was a lot of fun to make. This piece here, it's actually 3 pieces. I recently did a video on using up your scraps, and I got that idea from Julie from Camellia Crafts Designs, and I love it. I was able to use up so many of these, just making different sizes and shapes of these little banners. And then for this one, I just put a little, this is glue, by the way, it's not wax. It's made from hot glue. You use the same wax seals, the seals that you use that are metal, but instead of wax, you use different colors of hot glue. And it works wonderful, and I think they last a little bit better and longer than the wax. The wax, to me, tends to crumble, and it's more difficult to work with, and I don't like using anything that I have to melt like that. The glue gun is much easier. So anyway, just to give you an idea, that's how we made it. I love this this paper here. It's really neat. And I don't remember what kit it came from, but if you find something that you want to know about and I haven't mentioned it, then just give me a comment below and I'll look it up for you. The lace on the edge here, I just got from Gulf Coast Journals. I love that. That is just so much fun, and it's unusual. So there that is. Here we have a pocket, and I've done this using the Martha Stewart punch, and I had an extra piece, so I thought, well, I'm just going to make that a pocket instead of doing one on the edge. And inside I have 2 little things here. Again, these were using up scraps that I had that I couldn't throw away, and it turned out really well. It's just a simple little booklet, more journaling space. This came from Stamperia's Old Laces kit, or it wasn't a kit, it's like a book, like a scrapbooking, I guess you'd call it a kit. And this one also came from that same one. I've just added some more lace up here, and then I put some lace up here, and just made a little more space for writing. It does have, let's see, how many pages? Or, oh goodness, my brain is dead. 14. Okay, let me do some math right quick. I think it's 56 pages. And I will double check that later on, but I believe it's 56 pages front and back. I've used, like I said, a variety of papers and papers that I've coffee dyed and tea stained myself. This is a Tim Holtz flower die cut, and I just put some cheesecloth underneath. I've got the sniffles today. I've got allergies out the wazoo. This is from a vintage napkin, and this is from a G. Kerr kit that had these little sayings and stuff, and I thought, well, that brings out the blue. I made this tag, and that is from, is it Tracy Fox? I think that's Tracy Fox on her wallpaper designs. And then we have a postcard here that I've just, you know, tea stained and that in there. This little booklet, I don't remember where this one came from. Again, lots of journal space. I love to write, so I tend to want to put a lot of space in my journals for writing. This, I also did a video on these little clusters using paper, and also that was from Julie from Camellia Crafts. I've gotten more inspiration from some of the things she does, just really neat. And I'll put her link below so that you can check her out, her channel. And it's just really neat how she came about doing it. But it's, and also Jeanette from My Cottage Crafts, she came up with this idea, or at least she was one of the first that I saw it. But it's doing them individually, or doing them on a sheet as opposed to doing them individually, little pieces, working with them. You do them on a sheet of paper and then you cut them out. But I've got a video that explains that. But it's just using bits of lace and ephemera and buttons. That's a vintage button, what have you. And it just turned out really well. This is from My Porch Prints. Here we have Sorry Silk. And I call these accordion ribbons, whatever, I don't know what else to call them, but I love them. And again, these papers, most of these that are like this are from My Porch Prints. Tim Holtz. Just put some cheesecloth underneath it. Here we have a little glassine bag. I've just put a little thing on there and a vintage button. And then a plain tag. And I believe this piece itself is some wallpaper that I've managed to acquire somewhere. I don't know where. Sweet little flower. This I call a fabric fall. And it's just, this is some of my most favorite fabric, and I'm almost out of it. I'm like down to the dregs of it. And I thought, you know, you got to use it. But it's just beautiful. As a matter of fact, I just sold a tea cozy today that was made from this fabric. So it's going fast, but it's just beautiful. And I thought it worked really well with this. I love these little butterflies. These you can get at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. They come in a pack, I think, of about 20 for $10, I think. And what I like about them, they're 3 layers. And I just go in and ink the edges and the center, kind of, because they're, you know, kind of pale colored. I just ink the edges up. But I just think they look so neat. And so I'm forever fiddling with them like that. Here is, this is printed on vellum. Isn't that beautiful? I think, again, that was My Porch Prints as well. I just thought it was so pretty on vellum, so I just didn't want to do anything else to it. Here we have one of my little, that's using the Tracy Fox, what did she call them, specimen slides, and I just put some of my pressed flowers in. That's phlox, I believe, and that was from this earlier this spring, and I've just used it as a tuck spot. And then we have a thing here, and I got this from somewhere, and I don't remember where. I just added some ribbon on it and what have you, but I thought it was a neat idea. I usually don't use these types of slips. Mine are usually plain, but I like that one. Done some stenciling here. My Porch Prints again. And there's some more of that ribbon. Isn't she sweet? This is a photocopy from my original cabinet cards, and I just cut around her because I wanted something small to fit on the doily. But she's just adorable. I've got some beautiful old cabinet cards of children, and it's just lovely. And so I thought, she'll fit there. Sweet little girl. And I've used the doily actually as a pocket. See, like so. And here we have 2 small cards, journal cards. That one's from G. Kerr, I know that. And this one came from a cameo kit. But I can't remember now where the cameo kit came from. But as I said, if you have a question, just leave it in the comments below and I'll answer. This is a vintage applique. I'm running out of that too. But it's good. I'm using my stuff up. I'm trying to use some of my stuff up. I have way too much stuff. And I don't admit that to just anyone. This is, I use this background a lot. It's coffee dyed lace. But it's from a digital kit from Lorna at Tailor-Made Journals. And I just love it. I use it anytime I have a printed, like another type of page here. I want the background. Instead of being plain, I put these on it. It looks pretty, but it's not so dark that you can't write right over it. And your ink shows up really well with it. So I always enjoy that. And I use it a lot. Little glassine bag. Some fussy cutting there, little card here, or little tag. Love the colors in that. So pretty. A little bit of stenciling here. Here we have, this is, goodness, this is old. This is an antique. It was on an actual postcard from 1930, I think, if I remember correctly. And it raised up. And then there was another scene behind it, but I didn't care for the other scene behind it, so I just carefully cut around it. And then I reinforced it because it's very old. Like I said, about 1930s, I believe. And so I put a backing on it to reinforce it so that when you put stuff in and out of it, you don't bother the actual thing. But it's slightly raised. You can feel it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just slightly raised, so it's slightly embossed, and it's so beautiful. And I've been wanting to use it, and I got to this time. It worked. This, again, is from the Stamperia kit about the laces, old laces. I've just used a bit of a bridal applique bit. And just added some more lace on the top here. And just did a little, more journaling space. Isn't that beautiful? I love that kit. So pretty. And you can see here another of the coffee dyed lace paper from the digital kit. Tailor-Made Journals. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so here we have, I did a couple of new things. Now these came from Yvonne Preston. And I thought, what an amazing idea to use up scraps. They're just, plain pieces of cardstock. And I thought you could do it plain, and have one side that's plain. You could even write on this side if you want to. Or if you've got decorative scraps, decoration on one side and then lightly do the stenciling on this side. That was fantastic. But that comes from her, Yvonne. Just so neat. So pretty. Oh, I'm not finished yet. These 2 pockets, they are vintage 1960s cocktail napkins. They're slightly different. You can see the little design here is slightly different. And I've just stitched them down as pockets. And then, how I usually on the center, in the center of this signature, I'll use little paper cut flowers. But I want to do something different this time, so I used flat buttons. These are shell buttons. And I thought it worked rather nice. I wanted something just a little bit more special. So there they are. So a big thank you to Yvonne Preston for those. And get these back in there. All right, get down in there. So that's the center of the signature. Tim Holtz, flower there, more stenciling. Here we have another little, the other part of that glassine bag, and another, isn't that beautiful? The colors, and do I remember, I want to say Pink Monarch. I think that's where these, it's a digital kit. I think that's where these came from, Pink Monarch Designs, I think is what it's called. And this is an applique from my friend Peaches. We were at a recent art retreat, and we exchanged goodies. And this is one of the pieces that I got from Peaches. So thank you, Peaches, if you're watching. Now you can see I've used it. I love it. And I've just glued it down on there. And then this is a fussy cut flower. Obviously, a little bit of cheesecloth there. Different styles of backing for tailor-made journals. They're so neat. And then you don't end up with just a plain page. My Porch Prints, I believe. And again, you can write on the top of this. The writing shows it very well. This is fun. This one actually came off of a box. It was a decorative box. I think, if I remember correctly, it was for a Valentine candy box or something like that my granddaughter got, I think. And I loved it. I loved this, the picture of it. It had a little house and everything, and then there was some water, but it was so small and that didn't look good cut out. But this part really did, and so I finally got to use that. So I've had that about a year. Sometimes it just all comes together. And that's what this journal did. It was nice. It just came together easily. And some of them, it's like they want to fight you, but this one came together really well. The back part of that doily. Beautiful doily. Some more fabric accordion ribbon, and I've just added some of the leaf ribbon down the center. My Porch Prints. Beautiful. I think it's called Wildflowers, if I remember correctly. And here are 2 journal cards. This is from Mrs. Cog, and it's Old English villages and Old English designs and what have you. And again, I've just printed that with the backing there. So pretty. And again, Julie from Camellia Crafts Design. She was using up her scraps, and I saw her video, and I just went with it, and I love them. So I'm very pleased with that. And I just added, on this one, I've just put a little bit of lace up there. So let's put those back. Let's see, I think that's one, yes. Applique here. The other side of the vellum that I printed on. Beautiful. And again, this was the same butterfly. It's, 3 pieces. I like to scrunch them up. So when I'm writing on here, I always scrunch them up on purpose so that it looks like it's about to take flight. The other one was a cream color, and this one is obviously the pinkish color. And they all came in one kit. Here's the other side of that. I believe it's wallpaper. Beautiful wallpaper. This one, I thought this was really cool. This is a great way to use up pages. And you can make them any size you want. I've made them much smaller. It's a little pocket in there. Now, all this is 1 page. And the person who did that, I found her on Instagram. It's Sandra from Love for Paper Goodies. Love for Paper Goodies. And you literally just fold this up, and you can make it so that it can come down. You can make it where you don't glue that down, so you can use that as a pocket. But the really neat thing is it's using up pages, and it's actually 2 little pockets. As I said, you could not glue that down and have it as a 3rd pocket, but I just thought it was really neat. And I've actually made them much smaller, so you just kind of play around with it and get your sizes in there. This is some decoupage that I did. I think I did this. Yes, I think I did. That's the problem with making a lot of ephemera ahead of time. Yes, The Complete Home, because that's a book that I purchased. That I love that book. And here we have, I don't know if y'all have seen some of these. This part and underneath and this part, it's plastic. It's from these plastic placemats, And I just went in and, you know, they all look like lace, different laces and stuff. And I just went in and cut it all up, cut one placemat up and had all these neat shapes. And then I just added a doily on top of it so you can see that part is plastic. But it's such an intricate cut. And I just, you know, put the coffee stain on them, dunked them in coffee. And then that came from a, oh goodness, where did that come from? A pillow sham. I love that. So this just goes right in here, makes a neat little belly band. So it's neat to try different things with this. I have that. That one's from G. Kerr. She has some fussy cutting kits in her shop. My Porch Prints, I believe, is that one. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I think that's also from G. Kerr. And here's the back. Well, almost the back, not quite. Another double pocket. I love that. That punch. It's one of my favorites. It's a Martha Stewart one, and it's been discontinued, unfortunately, but I found one on eBay for sale. And inside, I bought these a couple of years back, but I love the sayings. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to reform or pause and reflect. By Mark Twain. And it's really cool on the back. And then again, another little scrap busting idea, and that's just taking small bits of your scraps, fold them over, put some paper in, zip it up down the middle with thread or glue. You could use glue. And this paper again is from that same Stamperia Laces kit. I just love it. Simple, easy. I like easy. And I love using up scraps. And there, oh, I got a new stamp. And I have looked for this stamp for ages. Finally found it. Or had to order it, actually, and they made it for me. But it's Tiffany & Company, Union Square, New York. I think it's so pretty. So I was really pleased to get that. And that's the first time I think I've used it. And here we have more of this lace. It's Carrie from Gulf Coast Journals. And again, that's the back. So pretty. And then here we have the end. And I did a double on each piece here because I want it to be a little bit more sturdy. I just thought it was necessary, and you know, what can I say? But there it is. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I hope you're having a blessed day. It's lovely outside. And take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.